Hola mi amigos, feliz Cinco de Mayo. Me llamo Grifftalks. Es otro episodio de Grifftalks. Arriba! How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Grifftalks, and let's get into it. And first of all, as you guys know, it is Cinco de Mayo, so happy 5th of May. Hope you guys enjoy your tacos, your quesadillas, your burritos, your enchiladas. Está muy bueno. So to get into this, first of all, I did change a couple of things for the backdrop here of Grifftalks. Not going to explain much, but if you guys want to take a look and see any of the differences, more than welcome to check it out. And now let's talk about one more spark. So at this point right now, I do have all the paint schemes done for the prologue. Now these are just primary paint schemes, and they're also, if you want to call them, in beta. So what I will do is I'll still release them, but I want you guys to keep in contact with my social media and YouTube, because if I do make updates to the car, I will do that, and it'll be a replacement for this first one. I'm pretty proud of these first ones, but again, future me will probably find something worse, and we'll go from there, if that's alright with you guys. Right now, I'm about halfway done through my script, so I should probably have it done here in the next couple of days. And so my goal for next week, by the probably end of next week, next Friday or something like that, I should have the prologue up. There might be a chance that I won't have an episode of Grifftalks next week, so that the prologue will replace it. Not too sure yet. Again, keep in contact with my social media and I will let you guys know what will be going on then. Now let's talk about Richmond. So starting off the Xfinity series, Kyle Larson won in controversial matter. There was a green-white checkered, Larson crossed the overtime line, then a caution came out, not giving the fans the finish they want, and because of that, lots of people are mad. But Kyle Larson won, Justin Allgaier got the Dash for Cash prize, and Bubba Wallace did get his sixth place finish. Not 6 in a row, but you know what? 6 is 6, and Bubba, congrats on your 6th place finish again. Now let's go get that top 5, alright? Now, I'm not going to talk much about the overtime line rule. I absolutely don't agree with it. It is a horrible rule. We need to find a way to either bring the cars back to the line, or we do have some green flag attempts. Because just having that one attempt, and not people are willing to be as aggressive because they fear that when a caution comes out, boom, the race is over. Now let's talk about the Cup Series here. Joey Logano did win. And oh yeah, just a side note, this is the first weekend I swept. So yeah, if you check last week's episode of Grifftalks, I did say Kyle Larson was going to win the Xfinity race and Logano was going to win the Cup race. I should get a prize or something like that, but I didn't bet on anything either, so it makes sense that I don't get anything out of it, except for that self-pleasure that, hey, I actually got something right. So besides that, Joey Logano won. Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson, they got into each other, and Jimmy Johnson takes full blame for it. Not really a big fan of Jimmy Johnson right now, but you know what? As an Earnhardt fan, makes sense. One thing I do want to hit on quickly, Eric Almirola finished 9th in this race. This is his first top 10 this season, and congrats to that team. I know they needed something going. Ever since they switched back to a one-car operation, they have not been doing the best. So finding this 9th place finish, absolutely helpful for them, and I'm really glad they were able to get as high as they did this weekend. And then there was the whole thing between Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, where Joey Logano, I would probably say, is a douchey move. Like, he comes in at the last moment, and it ends up screwing over Kyle Busch. But they did set the rule beforehand, and Kyle Busch was penalized. And so Kyle Busch's new saying, balls and strikes, is now a meme now, and it's great. Not everything is great, but just that line is very great. But there's a good bit of controversy as well. So Joey Logano's finish is cucumbered. What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. Encumbered. So thanks, Larry. Larry the Cucumber. Good guy. Anyway, so Joey Logano's win is encumbered because the rear suspension of his car was in violation. So because of that, there's a $50,000 fine. Todd Gordon's going to be suspended 2 races. And I personally don't care. The only reason why this is a thing is because Joey Logano's win does not count toward the playoffs. And so because of that, that does change some things. But you know, remember how I'm talking about this drama coming from other places? That's exactly what I mean. I mean, like, does it suck for Logano and Logano's fans? Sure. But it's one of those things where it's like, I honestly don't care. Like, he still has the win. It's still going to be on his career wins total column. And it's not like they're going to strip that win away from him, you know? So, I don't know. There's really not much for me to add on to there. It's just that Logano will probably not have Todd Gordon, or they'll probably be like Brad Keselowski, and they'll fight it out for the next 3 months or whatever. Whatever. I don't care. This will probably be the only time I'm going to talk about this story because, honestly, it has nothing to do with racing. I mean, sure, it happened during the race, but, like, that's not my focus. So, congrats to Logano, and congrats on being encumbered, or whatever. Then we did have some news this week that sounds like NASCAR Heat 2 is going to be a thing. It's going to be coming out this September, which was like what NASCAR Heat Evolution was last year. The primary focus, it sounds like, is that they're going to be focusing with trucks and Xfinity as well as Cup. Yeah, so all 3 series are going to be racing, kind of like what Dirt to Daytona was, where they had all those different series running in the same game. Now, as cool as that sounds, I am still going to be huge on quality. Because you can throw as much content in there as possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if like the Xfinity cars would be like a DLC or something like that. Because, you know, money matters, I guess. But quality trumps all. I've said it in a previous episode, and I really hope they really put like physics into perspective, and they actually take time to make sure the game works. That's all I care about. Because I'm going to wait until I hear the reviews of the game, and if it's good, I will buy it then. Because I'm not going to pull like what I did last year, where first of all, I did not pre-order it, I still bought it, but I did not read any of the reviews. I wanted to play it for myself fresh, and I feel like I got screwed over. I'm sorry, but like, I bet you guys are great, but again, just put more focus and attention into the game. If there's a bug, go back and fix it. Because a bad game, if you guys think it's a bad game, then we probably will think it's a bad game too. So I know you guys do say you guys care about quality. I hope you guys stick to that. So be on the lookout for that, guys, and hopefully we do get a good game out of this. I'm hoping for it. Then the other big news, or something I kind of want to look at, was a potential of a new design on the cars themselves. So about a couple weeks ago at Bristol, Harrison Burton drove a 12 car, but the design of it was weird. So if you will, so I got this car actually yesterday. So you take the number here, right? And then you move it to here in the quarter panel, and then you take this and you blow it up and you put it here on this side. That's what happened to Harrison Burton's car. And that's also what happened during a test session earlier this week. And Blake Cook had like a black car, but he had the number on the quarter panel, and then leaf filter was all over the side. Honestly, that is not a good idea. Because one of the big things that got me into NASCAR was the design of the cars. And it's one of those just traditional things. Where having the number on the side, it's normal and it looks great. There's no need to change that. If it happens, it'll be one of those things on the column that is, I call, an unnecessary change. Because I don't think we as fans look at it and be like, oh man, I can't wait to see the number on the rear quarter panel. It's not a good move at all. Now, the one thing I can see is that if the sponsor is big enough on the side, it would cover up the space, and so we won't have like those awkward blank spaces like we do have on like Austin Dillon's 2017 car, for example. If you guys go back to that episode of Diecast of the Week, you will know what I mean, and I talk about some of the awkward blank spaces on Austin Dillon's 3 car. I can see that, but honestly, it's not a good move. And also, if you want to see this design in action, check out the 2004 ASA series. If you go on YouTube and check out any of those races, those cars all have the same design. Numbers on the quarter panel and then the logo on the side. Something definitely interesting for you guys to check out, but I really hope it does not transfer over to NASCAR. The designs are fine as is. There is no need to change them at all. And then the final thing I want to talk about is Talladega. We are going to Sweet Home, Alabama this weekend. A big 2.66 mile superspeedway track where the finish line is here instead of here. How will that affect stage racing? Who knows? I would like to predict that the cars are, or not the cars, the drivers are going to be more aware of what happened at Daytona, and I don't think there's going to be as many crashes this weekend. I could be wrong, I've been wrong before, but I could definitely see that happening this weekend, because even though points and stuff like that happen in stage racing, I think they're more aware and they want to keep their stuff to the very end of the race, because the end of the race is still the most important part of the entire race as a whole. As usual, the Xfinity and Cup guys are together this weekend, and so is ARCA. So I'm going to give a little shout out to ARCA, and today is Friday, so later on today, the ARCA race will be on FS1, I believe. So if you guys can, take a watch at that, see how the cars race, and hopefully it'll be the standard or preview for what's to come this weekend for the NASCAR boys. So now on the Xfinity side, some of the Cup drivers that are going to be in include Ty Dillon, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, and then probably the most surprising one for me is Joey Logano. He is in the 22 car this weekend. Kyle Larson is not in the 42 this weekend. It is Tyler Reddick. Now, the driver I have to win this weekend, it's going to be tough. And I am probably going to be wrong because, you know, Talladega is an absolute crapshoot. Anybody can win because all the cars are so equal. I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say Bubba Wallace will get his first career win at Talladega. I bet it'll be a last lap pass, and he'll be there when it counts. That's my hope. Either that's going to happen or he's going to wreck. There's no middle ground for him. I don't think he'll finish 6th this weekend. Now, the driver I have to watch out for is the driver of the 2 car this weekend, and it is not Austin Dillon. It is Ben Kennedy. This is his first start in the Xfinity Series this season, because as you know, he's going to have a few starts at RCR, and then he's going to have a few starts at GMS as well. So watch out for Ben Kennedy. I know in 2014 he had that wild ride in the Truck Series, but we'll see if he does any good in the Xfinity Series this weekend. Now on the Cup side, same story. I would like to note though, 42 cars are entered. The 2 big special ones to look out for: DJ Kennington is back in the 96 car, and then Brendan Gaughan returns to the 75 Beard car. So something to look out for, and the fact is 2 cars are actually going to fail to qualify this weekend. That's actually pretty cool. So hopefully either one of those or both will make the race this weekend. And now going to my prediction, I predict that Ryan Blaney will get his first career win in NASCAR in the Cup Series. I think, like Bubba, he'll be there when the moment counts, and he will get the win. I also will believe that the finish will be a green flag finish. We won't have any controversial BS finishes. The driver I have to watch out for, it's no surprise. It's going to be the Pied Piper himself, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And the reason why, he's been very dominant at Talladega. He has, I believe it's 5 wins. Yeah. 2001 Talladega, both 2002 races, 2003 Talladega, 2004 Talladega, and then 2015 Talladega. Okay, so 6 wins so far. Hopefully he can get 7. I don't plan on it. I do believe Ryan Blaney is going to win it, but you know, anything can happen because, you know, it's Talladega. So I am going to wrap up this video here. Be sure to look out for the prologue soon. Again, follow my social media to make sure to keep an eye on when that'll be released. I'll probably tease out a couple more cars before the prologue is released, but as I said before, it should be coming out soon. So, thank you guys for watching. Have a good Cinco de Mayo, and if you guys are going to Talladega, enjoy it. Should be a nice weekend, and we might see a first-time winner. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.